All right, December 21st comes to an end, and Allies, just by the narrowest of margins, have been able to stave off a disaster, rendering the German units that were approaching the Meuse at the far end of the Bulge, rendering them out of supply, went a long way to staving off a sudden death defeat. Still have some issues. This Piper still is unsupplied on the far side of the Meuse. He's been cut off at Huy. His position there has been reinforced, and the Panzer Lehr division was destroyed in an Allied counterattack. Airborne troops have not fared as well. The All-Americans were finally forced out of Wehrmacht. They didn't take losses, but they had to fall back under the pressure from the 2nd SS Panzer, 9th SS Panzer, which is suffering fuel shortage, and the Panzer Grenadiers that have been coming up to try to force the issue to get across the Meuse River. 101st Airborne got hit really, really hard here and forced back, nearly destroyed. They've only got one step, and they're going to be out of supply. They're completely surrounded. So historic situation, I guess, to a sense. Not in Bastogne, but actually in Marche is where the 101st Airborne is held up. So they're out of supply there. Supply lines here on the south shoulder of the Bulge have been restored. Situation here is stabilized for now. But no, the Allies definitely got their work cut out for them. They're still holding the north shoulder fine. The danger is two big battle groups of 3 divisions each are pushing the issue. So fuel shortages will continue to be a problem throughout the rest of the game. I think it's 26th, the day after Christmas. Then only one fuel shortage marker gets to be pulled off by the Germans. So those 3 markers get placed every single turn. The Germans get to pull 2 of them off up until the 26th, and then then it's only one of those units is going to be freed from those restrictions. Now, the Allies are going to get a ton of really good reinforcements here on the 22nd. They're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All those British units are going to be able to get into play right away because of the situation north of the Meuse. So Piper is probably going to die. I don't know. It's going to be really hard for the Germans to break through to that, owing to the lack of highways to connect with him. So unless he decides to fall back on Onhay and they can force their way through there, that might be one way to restore the line of communications. The river line here is the bottleneck because only one unit can cross that river line into a contested space. And so he could send the 2nd SS Panzer across that. Might be able to force, some casualties, but there's 8 steps here, and the defensive factor of 1 means you really got to inflict 9 hits in order to take that location. So that's not going to happen with only 7 dice being thrown. Get the process started, but it's going to take a couple days. In the meantime, Piper's going to start taking attrition losses 1 step per turn if he stays out of supply. And he's probably just going to get clobbered by the British. Guards Armor Division should be able to finish him off. So it's still anybody's ballgame. The situation still looks pretty grim for the Allies, but with those new reinforcements coming in, it may be sufficient to stabilize the situation and turn the tables here in the Battle of the Bulge. So a really good game. It's been a really exciting game so far. But that's what's going on here in December 21st turn. We'll catch you again tomorrow.